It was a scorching summer day. Even the leaves had burned. A crow, thirsty, tired, was flying in search of a single drop of water. Eagles and parrots called from above, "Oh, crow, your beak is made for fights, not for fetching water." The crow could no longer fly. His wings were heavy. A dry river, broken branches, and no hope in sight. Suddenly, a glimmer caught his eye, as if water sparkled in the distance. Hope gave him wings again. And there it was, an old clay pitcher resting in shade, half filled with water. But the water was too low. The crow couldn't reach it. He tried to dip his beak, but failed. His throat grew drier still. He flapped in rage. Is this some joke? Then he calmed, not with anger, but with intelligence. Then he noticed small pebbles nearby, and then an idea sparked in his mind. He dropped the first pebble. Ripples formed, and the water rose a little. Now he wouldn't stop. Stone after stone he dropped. Tired, but unstoppable. He now knew only the mind will save life. With each stone his body grew weaker, but his determination only grew stronger. The jungle animals watched silently. Can he really do this? Now the pitcher held many stones, and the water had risen. Hope sparkled in the crow's tired eyes. As he went for more stones, the path was blocked. Branches broken, thorns scattered. He didn't give up. He imagined a new path, a short flight, and found stones again. Now the crow wasn't alone. He began sharing his method. Think, understand, and solve. Once flying alone, the crow had become a hero of the jungle. All admired his intelligence. At last, he dropped the final stones, and the water reached the very brim. He sipped the first drop. Not just his thirst, even his soul felt satisfied. His voice echoed, "There is no weapon greater than the mind." The jungle applauded. That day, a grand gathering was called in the jungle, and its hero was a little crow. The crow said, "We all have intelligence. We just need to trust ourselves." The squirrel said, "Once I dropped an almond into a wall crack. I pulled it out using a leaf. It worked." The owl told the children, "Solutions don't lie outside. They lie within." In the heart of the jungle, a statue was placed. The crow stood holding a stone, the symbol of intelligence. Now the jungle hosted wisdom games every year, where animals solved puzzles and riddles. The crow was no longer just a bird. He was a teacher, a guide, who gave all the power to think. A new river now flowed through the jungle, a river of ideas nourishing every mind. That day, the pitcher was not empty, but the crow's heart was full with peace. Now a little crow was making the first attempt to drop a pebble into a pitcher. Suddenly, a new crisis struck: drought. The streams dried up, and fear filled the animal's eyes. Now all eyes turned to him, the one who had once filled the pitcher with wisdom. The crow said, "This is a test for all of us, and once again we'll win through thought." A search began across every corner of the forest. With each step, intelligence. In every breath, hope. A dark cave, unseen, unexplored. The crow entered, with fear and wisdom side by side. Inside the cave was a riddle. He who sees within will find the spring of life. The crow lifted a stone, and water gushed out. Once again, wisdom had brought life. Green returned to the forest. The crow was a hero and his weapon was thought. That day, the crow received the gem of wisdom. It glowed like the power of his mind. He said, "From the pitcher to the cave, from the pebble to the spring, there was only one path, the path of the mind. Where once there was drought, now stood a tree of wisdom. Its leaves shimmered with thought. The jungle school of thought opened, where the lesson was, defeat any problem with your mind. Now games weren't about running or jumping. They were about riddles, patterns, and solving problems. Now a young crow was learning the same lessons that once began with a pitcher. The forest now had a knowledge library, where every tree had become a book. The pitcher was now a monument, where children came, listened to the story, and embraced thinking. The rays of wisdom now reached distant forests, where the crow's story had become the voice of inspiration. The crow said, "No matter how big the problem, if the thinking is bigger, the solution is possible." The flame of the mind had now become a tradition, one that would burn generation after generation. Once again, a little crow dropped the first pebble into the pitcher. The story had begun again. If you enjoyed this inspiring story, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next tale. Thank you.